If Germany had ceased to exist, what would the world have lost? Imagine, one morning we wake up, and Germany has vanished from the map. Its land, people, history, culture gone in an instant. In such a dramatic scenario, what would the world be deprived of? How would the course of human history be altered? How would technology, art, science, wars, music, the automotive industry, and even our daily lives be affected? The absence of Germany would mean the erasure of a massive chapter from world history. From the Germanic tribes that began to form in the center of Europe after the fall of the Roman Empire, to the Holy Roman Empire, the Kingdom of Prussia, and eventually modern-day Germany, this entire historical trajectory would cease to exist. The result? A completely different path of development for Europe, and thus the entire world. The Reformation would not have started in Martin Luther's Germany. As a consequence, the Catholic Church might have maintained its power, Protestantism may never have emerged, and many European nations could have missed out on both religious and political reformations. Germany was one of the key players in the Industrial Revolution that began in the 19th century. The country's leadership in chemistry, physics, mechanical engineering, automotive, and electrical technologies played a major role in bringing the world to where it is today. Without Karl Benz and Gottlieb Daimler, the foundations of the automobile industry might never have been laid. Siemens, Bosch, Volkswagen, BMW, Audi, Mercedes-Benz. Without these industrial giants, the worlds of engineering and automotive design would have taken a completely different shape. The quantum revolution in physics, Werner Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, or Max Planck's quantum theory might never have existed. Even if geniuses like Albert Einstein had been born in other countries, would they have developed their theories without the academic environment that Germany provided? Much of the technology we use today, along with countless scientific discoveries and industrial advancements, are direct results of German discipline and engineering. Without Germany, these developments might have happened much later or perhaps not at all. The disappearance of Germany would also bring down some of the greatest pillars of art and culture. Without Johann Sebastian Bach, Ludwig van Beethoven, Johannes Brahms, or Richard Wagner, classical music as we know it today would not exist. World literature would be incomplete without Goethe and Schiller, Immanuel Kant, Friedrich Nietzsche, Karl Marx, Georg Wilhelm Friedrich Hegel. These philosophers didn't just shape philosophical thought, they deeply influenced political science and sociology as well. The world learned how to think about humanity largely through Germany. The absence of these figures would leave one whole wing of intellectual history paralyzed. World War II Germany was at its center. The rise of Adolf Hitler, the birth of Nazism, the Holocaust, some of the darkest chapters in human history unfolded through Germany. In response to these tragedies, institutions like the United Nations, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, and the Nuremberg trials were born. Yes, without Germany, perhaps those horrors would never have occurred. But at the same time, humanity may have missed out on some of its most important and painful lessons. Germany is the engine of the European Union. If there is a political, economic, and cultural unity on the European continent today, it exists largely thanks to Germany's stability, discipline, and economic power. Germany is the strongest supporter of the euro. Europe's energy strategies, its approach to migration crises, and its climate action plans have all been shaped under Germany's leadership. Without Germany, Europe would be vulnerable not just politically, but also economically. The post-World War II peace in Europe might never have lasted this long. If Germany had vanished, not just the big events and theories, but also the little things in our daily lives would be different. There would be no aspirin, beer culture wouldn't have reached its current diversity. German pastries, croissants, schnitzels, bratwurst, these would never have found a place on our tables. There would be no Oktoberfest, and the precision-engineered German products, watches, machines, vehicles wouldn't be part of our everyday lives. Germany's absence would create a massive void in global politics. Particularly in Europe, the balance of power would be dramatically altered. Located at the heart of the continent, Germany is not only geographically central but also a strategic cornerstone. Without Germany, the second largest contributor to NATO, the military alliance would be significantly weaker. Germany's logistical strength, technological support, and diplomatic weight form the backbone of NATO operations. During the Cold War, Germany was the frontline state between East and West, serving as the West's most solid barrier against the Soviet Union. Had this barrier never existed, Eastern Europe might have remained under communist influence for far longer. What the Berlin Wall symbolized was not just the division of a city, but a global ideological rift. The wall rose in the very center of Germany, making the country the most dramatic stage of the Cold War. Without Germany, this wall might have been built in another country or perhaps not at all. The contrast between East Germany's communist past and West Germany's capitalist future played a crucial role in shaping today's global system. The clash of these two systems exposed the vulnerabilities of communism and tested the resilience of Western democracies. Today, Germany is the world's fourth largest economy. With its export-driven industrial base, especially in machinery, automobiles, chemicals, and high-tech products, Germany is a dominant player in global trade. Without its presence, countries like China, the US, and Japan would have had to follow different economic models. Without German industrial giants, China's economic rise, heavily fueled by imported machinery and technology, would have had to source its tools elsewhere, potentially slowing its growth. Within the European Union, Germany's economic power has helped weaker nations stay afloat. Without this support, countries like Greece and Portugal might have completely collapsed following the 2008 financial crisis. Germany has also been a global role model in labor rights, social security systems, and union regulations. The German model of social market economy offers a blend of capitalist dynamism and social welfare protection. Without it, many countries might have adopted harsher and more inequitable economic policies, environmental policies, and green energy leadership. Germany is among the most proactive leaders in global environmental policy. From phasing out nuclear energy to transitioning to renewables, Energiewende, and setting carbon neutrality goals, Germany has played a direct role in shaping the planet's ecological future. If Germany had not championed these causes, investments in solar and wind energy might not have developed as rapidly worldwide. The European Union's climate goals would likely be less ambitious. International climate conferences would have seen fewer bold demands for transformation. Germany's influence on global environmental awareness is quiet but powerful. Its absence would mean a darker future for this planet, perhaps in the most literal sense. From space exploration to particle physics, from climate modeling to health sciences, Germany is a leading force in numerous fields. Institutions like the European Space Agency, CERN, and the Max Planck Institutes rely heavily on German infrastructure and intellectual resources. The Max Planck Society in particular has produced groundbreaking research and earned recognition through contributions that often lead to Nobel Prizes. Germany's university system, especially its technical universities TUs, has long served as a magnet for researchers not only from within Germany but across the globe. Had these institutions never been established, scientific progress would not only have been slower, but also far more limited in scope. During the 2015 refugee crisis, Germany made a decision that directly affected millions of lives. It opened its borders. By welcoming Syrian, Afghan, and Iraqi refugees, Germany assumed a major humanitarian responsibility and symbolized tolerance within Europe. This move drew both criticism and praise globally. Yet Germany's gesture of solidarity set an example for many Western countries. Without Germany, such a large-scale humanitarian policy might never have been implemented within the European Union. Germany's education system is considered a model not only within the country but also globally. Its dual education system, which combines theoretical learning with hands-on apprenticeship, has been adopted not only in Germany but also in countries like Austria, Switzerland, and Norway. Without this system, access to a skilled workforce would be far more difficult. Technical education would not be as accessible for young people who do not attend university. The absence of Germany's system that produces engineers, technicians, and craftsmen would be reflected in the overall decline of global production quality. Germany's emphasis on academic excellence, particularly in science and engineering, has led to the rise of some of the world's most prestigious institutions: Heidelberg, Freiburg, TU Munich, Reuth-Aachen. Had these schools never been established, Europe would be far less attractive to international students. Germany is not only a powerhouse in science and industry but also in sports. From football to motorsports and winter athletics, its influence is wide-reaching. A national team that has won the FIFA World Cup 4 times. Without Germany, football history would be entirely different. Without powerhouse clubs like Bayern Munich, European football would lack much of its current competitiveness. Formula One legends like Michael Schumacher and Sebastian Vettel might never have existed. Germany's absence from the Olympics would dramatically alter medal tables. More importantly, German football academies and disciplined youth development systems have become models worldwide. The systematic nature of modern football owes much to Germany's contributions. Imagine a world without the Cologne Cathedral, a world where Neuschwanstein Castle was never built, a world where the Berlin Wall was never torn down. Historic cities Heidelberg, Dresden, Rothenburg ob der Tauber would never have existed. Germany's architectural heritage is not just visually stunning, it tells the story of history itself. Gothic, Baroque, Renaissance, and modern German architecture have all played a crucial role in shaping European culture. Without Germany, these landmarks would remain only in our imagination. Likewise, Germany has made vast contributions to cinema, theater, and modern art. Without the works of Fassbinder, Herzog, or Lang, the history of cinema would have followed a different path. The cross-continental impact of the German language. Today, nearly 100 million people speak German as their native language. For decades, it held as much weight in academic literature as French or English. In fact, in the early 20th century, it was nearly impossible to study physics or chemistry seriously without knowing German. Without the German language, the original works of Einstein, Schrödinger, and Planck would have been discovered much later. The writings of Goethe, Kafka, and Nietzsche would never have existed. European literature would be deprived of a vast, irreplaceable richness. German remains widely spoken not only in Germany but also in Austria, Switzerland, and parts of Belgium. Its absence would mean losing not just a language, but an entire way of thinking. The globally known concept of German discipline is far more than a stereotype. Germany's work ethic, its culture of planning, and its value of punctuality have helped shape the modern business world. Without Germany, project management standards like the DIN norms would not have evolved so effectively. Factory efficiency, automation systems, and engineering solutions would not have reached current high standards. Concepts like work ethics, environmental responsibility, and quality control in production would have evolved much more slowly. These characteristics have extended beyond Germany's borders, setting a global benchmark and raising standards across international trade. After World War II, Germany did more than rebuild, it also developed a diplomacy rooted in peace. Today, Germany often plays a mediator role in international crises, is one of the few countries that enforces strict arms export regulations, contributes to peacekeeping missions mostly through humanitarian aid and logistics. This balanced approach has played a critical role in global diplomacy, especially during European crises. Without Germany, global politics might have leaned toward a more aggressive, confrontational stance. Conclusion: what would the world be like without Germany? In a world without Germany, history would have taken a different course, science would have advanced much more slowly, music and art would be less profound, the economy would be more fragile, and politics more unstable. Humanity might have missed some of its most painful but necessary lessons. Germany has left its mark on humanity with both its darkest and brightest chapters. Without it, we wouldn't just be missing a country, we would be missing a part of ourselves. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more content like this.